Question for Ms. Mock. In your campaign literature, you say, quote, "I'm running because even after the exposure of a massive corruption scandal, we still do not have trustworthy leaders on the IEB, on the International Executive Board." Those are fairly damning words, but you provide no specifics to back them up. I ask you now to tell us specifically why you believe those officials now serving on the IEB are not, quote, trustworthy leaders, unquote.
Well, I'll give you a couple. First of all, in this monitor's report, which if you want, you can look it up. We'll have it at membersunited.org. We'll have that whole paper there for you to see, the whole report. It states that currently there are 19 investigations underway. So that's one reason. And the second reason is for what I started talking about earlier. Article 14, Section 3. They've taken people from various different positions, from what I've seen, secretaries are a few of them, that were never members of the UAW, and they put them on staff. There are qualified, dignified, bona fide local leaders. Hell, there are local leaders at Local 140 that are experienced, that actually have over way more than a year in terms of service as a dues paying member. They could have easily have placed them on staff, but no, they wouldn't get people that were never a part of the union, never dues paying, and they put them on staff. Frank has a family member currently that was never a dues paying member, and that family member is on staff, in addition to some others. So those are my specifics.
Mrs. Stuglin, you have a minute to respond.
Well, who's corrupt, Margaret? That's my question is. You didn't say anybody was corrupt. You know, we are out there doing the job. You know, we're out there coming up with the plans to make sure corruption doesn't happen. We're out there putting the policies in place to make sure corruption doesn't happen again. So just saying somebody's corrupt doesn't mean they're corrupt, Margaret. Thank you.
Ms. Mock, you have 30 seconds.
Frank, we have a whole constitution that governs the UAW. Anytime you violate any of this language, that's corruption right there. Nepotism is a form of corruption. You also have in the monitor's report where they say that you should not engage in nepotism. It's in here. And then your current, I don't know if it's you, and you could probably answer that question. Have you had any conversation with any government official regarding any, I mean, they say it's 19 other people. It's in the monitor's report.
Okay, thanks. Time's up. Mr. Stuglin, I'll give you a chance to respond quickly.
No, I haven't had no conversations with the government on any investigation about me.
Good.
And everybody that's running for this, even you, Margaret, got vetted. If there was any investigations, the monitor would have stopped us from running.
Thank you. A question for Mr. Stuglin. At the UAW's recent convention, the delegates at first voted to increase weekly strike benefits to $500 a week from $400, but then the administration pushed and succeeded on the last day of the convention to get the delegates to reverse that decision and keep strike benefits at $400 a week. You're a leading member of the Administration Caucus. Did you support the decision to increase strike benefits to $500 a week, or did you back the stance to reverse course and reduce strike benefits to $400 a week?
I supported whatever our delegates did at that convention. Okay, the delegates voted to increase it to 500. The delegates voted to decrease it to 400 again. So I supported whatever the delegates did. I didn't have a vote there. The delegates voted.
But did you have a personal position on that?
I'd like to pay everybody what they make when they're working on strike, so we could win some of these disputes. But there's only so much money to go around.
Thank you. Ms. Mock, a minute to respond.
Let me say this. Being under investigation does not stop one from being vetted. You haven't been accused of a crime. I just simply ask, have you been spoken to regarding any type of corruption? So to say that you've been vetted, that means you're not one of the 19 is not really true. And then you still never answer the question about your family member being put on staff, even though your family member was never a part of the UAW.
Mrs. Stuglin, 30 seconds to respond.
Yeah, Margaret, I'm not under investigation.
Okay.
They haven't investigated me. Yes, I got a family member on staff on a technical thing, a technical job. Research and development, research. She's got a degree in research. I had nothing to do with her getting her job. She got her job on her own.